This video will guide you through installing and configuring split-scope DHCP in Server 2008 R2. Here I have two 2008 R2 servers called AD1 and AD2. The DHCP role needs to be installed on both of the servers for split scope, so head over to Server Manager and add the role. Select DHCP server, and here you can choose your NIC binding. Here is where you set the parent domain, which is option 15, also known as DNS domain name, and the DNS servers you wish to dish out to your clients. No wins is required, so we can skip past that. And we'll leave the DHCP scopes blank for now, we can set those up later. I'm happy with the default IPv6 settings, so we'll just head through those and authorize the DHCP server. Okay, so that's AD1 configured. I'll go ahead and do the same thing on AD2 now and meet you back here when I'm finished. Okay, so I've configured AD2. Let's open the DHCP MMC on AD1 and add the server so we can see them in one clear view. Let's go ahead and set up an IPv4 scope. Right click on IPv4 and select New Scope. Give your scope a descriptive name. This is where you set the scope address range. We'll use 10.0.0.100 to 10.0.0.200, and it's already populated the correct subnet mask. We don't need to add any exclusions, and the default lease duration is fine. Let's also configure the other options for this scope. Enter the default gateway IP. Enter the scope-specific parent domain and DNS servers. You'll note that we did add these details in earlier for the server options, but these are scope-specific. Okay, no wins. Okay, and let's activate the scope now. So you can see we have our scope defined with the address pool and scope options. To configure split scope, right click the scope we just configured and select Advanced and then Split Scope. Add the additional DHCP server, which in our case is AD2. This is where you'll set the percentage of split. Note it will tell you how many addresses you'll have per DHCP server and which addresses are excluded from the range. We can delay the amount of time before the server sends an offer to the client. This is useful if you're using something like the 80-20 rule and don't want clients getting leases from the 20% server unless the 80% server is down. If you want to load balance the DHCP servers, then you would leave this as the default, allowing both servers equal chance of dishing out leases. Click Finish. Okay, that looks good. Now if we expand out AD2, you can see that the scope, exclusions and options have been configured. We just need to activate the scope and our split scope configuration is complete.